Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing to share with you guys. Something from Hinderer knives, a variation of a knife that I found very interesting. These are actually still available on DLT Trading. I noticed because I went through and I thought, these are still there. It'd be cool to take a look at this since you can actually get it right now. Some Hinderer, variations are kind of hard to get, but I found this one to be particularly cool, at least on the listing. So I wanted to share it with you guys. Thanks so much to DLT Trading for loaning this to me for review. It absolutely must go back. It's not something I get to keep, but I appreciate you guys doing that. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and make sure all your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. So what do we have here? Some of the greatest joy that I get from unboxing a knife comes from Hinderer knives. If you didn't know, I have personally owned over 40 Hinderer knives, and I have paid for each and every one, at least, in terms of either out of pocket or by trading. Back in the old days on the forums, I used to trade periodically for these. But what we have here, the reason I was saying that is because I just love pulling that top flap of the box up. It's just a basic box, right? There's nothing special about it. But I have such fond memories over the last, decade and a half of unboxing Hinderer knives. Oh, so I'm real particular about black finishes on knives. Hinderer's black stonewasher, like Battle Black, is a DLC. So what we have here is an XM18 3.5 inch. We have a non-flipper. Ooh. And in Magna Cut. So this is a Battle Black. I actually have. Part of the reason why I decided to look at this one is because I have an unused Horsehead Battle Black titanium scale, and I've been looking for a knife that I wanted to attach that to. So I thought it might be interesting to get this as a loaner, and then if I decide I really like it, then I would go ahead and buy it. But the big part of this for me is that it is a non-flipper Bowie. Now, I don't know about you guys. Sorry, I'm wearing a yellow shirt today, so that's really messing with the cutting edge there. Look at that. But I have always thought that the Bowie blade looked awesome. Not all Bowie or clip point or whatever you want, I understand there's a difference, but not all of those blade shapes in that general family to me look super appealing. Something about the way that Hinderer knives does the Bowie grind, which is very aggressive. And there's still an enormous amount of, if you look at that tip and you think, oh my God, well, it looks kind of weak, right? Look at all the thickness carried out to the edge. This is 165 thousandths of Magna Cut. I mean, if you were ever concerned about the, stability at the tip of the Bowie blade, as far as all of the stainless compositions that Hinderer has ever used, Magna Cut is going to be the toughest, and this is a full thickness Bowie. So you're getting all of the thickness out to about here, and then a very, very gradual taper out to the tip, which is cool. The other cool thing about the Bowie is that there's this little notch right here that you don't get on all of the other knives, right? Unlike the Spanto and the Spear Point, they're just straight on the back. The Harpoon Tanto and the Harpoon Spanto, I think, are both cool because they have these big notches like way up here. This complements the index finger position very, very well. Now, I'm not somebody who utilizes that space while I'm using a knife very much, but I do just kind of enjoy it. And I think anybody who does, I think there are better blade geometries for this type of work, but like little fine like detail work and things like that. I do find, though, that the index finger position mixed with this little notch for your thumb here is very comfortable, especially considering there is no flipper tab. If you are new and you're kind of discovering Hinderer knives for the first time, or maybe my channel, I have always maintained that the non-flipper versions of the XM18 are the most superior. If you absolutely love flippers, I think that's fine. Hinderer makes a great flipper, and a lot of the Hinderers that I own are flippers. But the XM24 flipper has far more room in the forward choil and makes more sense ergonomically for me. The XM18 3.5 inch and the 3 inch, in my opinion, are superior when they are non-flippers, because when they're flippers, your index finger is really crammed in right here. There's just not an enormous amount of room to feel both comfortable and safe. I can get it in there, but I feel like I'm being pressured to run my finger up towards the edge. With the non-flipper, I can kind of choke back a little bit and I have this space here. So left or right-handed, because they do make like left-handed scales where you can like put the, it comes with the mounting position for the pocket clips. You can flip the pocket clip over to the other side. Left or right-handed, These, I think they actually make left-handed frame locks now as well. These non-flipper XM18s are so good. And they actually do on the flippers, the detent has been dramatically heavied up. It's the scientific way to say that, right? So if the last time you experienced an XM18 was like in 2013, and you remember that mushy, wet, like moist muffin detent that they used to use, I remember. It sucked. But that's gone. That's been gone for a long time. These flip like incredibly well now, or deploy incredibly well. But the the flippers have really heavy detents, and it's a little harder to deploy them with the thumb studs. The non-flippers have that perfect balanced detent. I'll let you guys look. It's perfectly balanced now, so you can easily do a reverse flick or a forward thumb flick. I think red and black looks particularly cool with the Bowie. Now, like I've said, a tumbled black, this is to my knowledge a tumbled DLC, but a tumbled black finish is not always my favorite. There's something about the tumbled black on an XM18, because the XM18 looks very, I don't know, American, kind of industrial. There's just something like really hardcore about the aesthetic of the XM18. And I think plenty of people would disagree with me, and I think that's perfectly fine. But the battle black kind of suits it, and in particular, the battle black with the Bowie and the red. This is the version of the knife that spoke to me the most aesthetically. Even though if I kept it, I would actually plan to remove that front scale and put the titanium horsehead scale on it, which is being saved for a special project at the moment. But I think this is awesome. As is the case with just about, I mean, like literally every XM18 that I've purchased, like over the last 40, like they've all been essentially perfect. I have to speak to my particular experience, because every now and then I hear about people having an issue. This is the God's honest truth. I've handled way more than 40. I don't know how many I've shown on this channel, but personally I have owned, since before the channel, 40 plus. Have been like in my possession, in my ownership. The number of quality control issues that I have experienced have been essentially zero. I think one or two times I had a slightly off-center blade that I fixed myself. And one time I stripped a screw that was too tight. I don't know that I've experienced anything outside of that. Common complaints with XM knives are they come dull. They do not come dull. They're very thick behind the edge, so some people, consider them to be not nearly as good at slicing as other knives, but they do not come dull. That is not correct. They just come less sharp than what a lot of people have come to prefer. If you like 18 degrees behind the edge, right, ultra thin, ultra slicey, hollow ground, well, then an XM18 3.5 inch is going to feel, substantially less sharp. Fortunately, with the XM18, you have the option to purchase skinny variations of these knives, which are on the spine 140 thousandths or 145 versus 165, and then you can also get them hollow. So if you have, if you kind of criticize the way that Hinderer's, factory edge geometry is on their standard thickness knives on 3.5 inch, then I would suggest that you pick up for example, a skinny hollow ground slicer, which is dramatically thinner at the edge, not just because of where it starts, because the blade stock thickness is thinner to begin with, but because the slicer grind is by default going to be thinner because of like where it starts in the taper, and then making it hollow on top of that makes it even thinner. So there's a wide range, right? If you're new, don't let some goofball on Reddit tell you that Hinderer knives aren't sharp, because anybody who says that, there's a multitude of reasons why they don't know what they're talking about. There's way too many choices with this stuff. I love Hinderer knives. I think they're excellent. I currently own 7 and plan to own more. But I think the idea with Hinderer knives is to find the one that is correct for you. There are lots of different variations within each of the size categories. The XM24 being the 4-inch model, the XM18 being the 3.5 inch model, and the XM18 3-inch being the 3-inch model. And within each of those size variations or categories, there are a multitude of blade shapes, blade stock thicknesses, and just like behind the edge thickness because the hollow grind has been introduced. On top of that, they offer a wide range of steels, including M390 20CV, Magna Cut, and S45V, and usually, occasionally, 3V and some other oddball stuff. But Hinderer Knives has evolved into something that I could only have dreamed of when I first started collecting knives. If you're just getting into this, it's amazing how many options that you have. And you can actually buy them now. So it's pretty cool. All in all, I really like this. I'm going to have to think about whether or not I want to keep it. I really, really like the Battle Black with the Bowie. And I only have one other black XM18. So this might be a fun addition to my collection. I like it so far. I love the non-flipper Bowie. I think it just looks awesome. That's going to be it today, guys. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I of course have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.